All right, now in this video we're going to go ahead and add in our contact position. That's going to be where our front foot, whatever foot's in the front, hits the ground again, and it's going to start with the heel. Okay. So I'm going to go to frame 12, which will be in between my up and my down. And let's go ahead and make that contact position work. Okay. So for this one, I'm not going to worry too much about the position. I'm just going to worry about getting the puppet pins working for this. So what I want is this front leg to be a little bit more straight, because if we look at our contact, you can see the leg is straight and the heel hits first. I'm going to follow this pretty closely. Now, once you really understand how a walk cycle works, you can start to adapt it for different effects, but you should always start out with the basics first. And then it looks like we got a little bit less bend in our back leg, so let's see how that's looking. Just going to start to bend. So I'm going to make that a little bit more subtle. Just technically our front leg. And just help shape it a little bit better. It's getting a little weird. Right. You can see that he switches his leg right there now. So it hits heel first and then crunches down. Looking much better. Right. So since the position's pretty much the same, I'm not going to bother to copy the keyframes this time. I'm just going to put the playhead in between the two of them and kind of fix these up too. So I want this leg to be straightened out a little bit. We're going to go for the heel first. And then I'm going to clean up that bend a little bit. So it looks like it's stretching and squashing a little bit too much now. Might have stretched it up too much on the up. That's all right. We'll fix it. Make it more of a knee bend and less of an ankle bend. All right, contact positions seem like they're working pretty well. Adding a little bit to that walk. Get a nice little foot flip with it now. And now we want to make sure the pass position looks right. So I'm going to do my pass position around frame 4, because it's starting a little bit too early here for me. So I'm going to do it at frame 4. Once again, I don't have to really worry about doing too much with the position or even the body or arms. Those are kind of okay to just leave the keyframes where they are from those. It's more about the legs right here for these ones. So let's start with this rear leg coming forward. It's going to be on frame 4, in between my first down position and my up position. We want to make it look like it's passing through it a little bit. So I'm going to bend the knee more. And that way it has a flick forward. Actually, I feel like my contact position might be a little bit too far forward. Go back and adjust that a tiny bit. All right. That way we have this nice bend right here. Then we're going to go back to this next pass position, which should be about frame 19. I should probably also make sure that my other leg looks good, and that one should be pretty flat to the ground. I think that's what needs to get fixed a little bit on this. So let me do my front leg before I move on to my next keyframe. And we'll lower the heel down and just kind of straighten the leg out a little bit. It's okay if it has a tiny bit of bend to it. It's a very subtle change, but it'll help. That way it's more like he's sliding around along the ground. Now let's go to frame 19. And we'll do the same thing for the opposite feet. So I want to bend this knee more and bring this foot up a little bit more. That way we get more of a flick out of it. And then let's fix the back leg really quickly. Lower the heel down a little bit. That should pretty much do it. Maybe straighten the knee out a tiny bit. All right, looking pretty good. There's still more we could do. We could add in, make these arcs instead of making them straight lines. In the interest of saving time, though, I'm going to leave them how they are. But if you are working on your own and you want to make a better looking animation, it's going to be better if these are moving in arcs rather than straight lines. So you would actually go into your motion guides here and take your pen tool or your convert vertex tool. I can do pen tool and bend these out a little bit more. You got to pay attention really carefully to what it is that you're controlling here. So in this case, it's my position. You see my puppet pins. So puppet pin 1, which this is on my rear leg. So here, this one doesn't have too much movement. Let's see, puppet pin 4 has a lot of movement. So we get a lot of straight lines right here from puppet pin 4. And if we bent them out a little bit more, we get a lot more out of them. Why it's not giving me my convert vertex tool. It's always good to have arcs rather than straight lines when you're dealing with character animation. See, that's going to arc it up. Especially if you got a lot of bending that doesn't look very smooth. But it should kind of be making an arc anyway. I'm considering that it's got this kind of hierarchy of like hip, knee, ankle, toe. Right. So we've got our whole walk set up for us. In our next video, we're going to look at how to make it work with our environment.